College Football 25 just got a huge update yesterday that added a ton of stuff to the game. Now, in yesterday's video, we did touch on some of that stuff that was added, but we more so focused on all of the changes to gameplay, dynasty, and things like that. So in this video, we're going to actually take a closer look at some of the new stuff that was added, including things that weren't specifically mentioned in the update itself. So we're going to show all the new uniforms up close. We're going to look at all the new formations that were added. But the first thing we're going to do is look at all of the new NIL players that were added to the game. As some of you may know, when the game dropped, not every single player that opted in was put into the game, especially some of the transfers and a lot of the freshmen. So with this update, we got a big bulk of those players added to the game. Now, I'm not going to be able to go over every single player because it looks like they added hundreds to the game. And I don't know every single player that was added, but I'm going to try to go over a lot of the notable ones that were added as quickly as I can to show you how the rosters changed. And if you're new to the channel and you never want to miss out on any of the important updates like this, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on because we're going to be getting multiple updates for this game for the next few months, and you never want to miss out on any of the new things that are being added or the things that are being changed. You know, more than half of you that watch the videos aren't even subscribed, so you could be missing out on some very important videos going forward. So let's look at some of these players that were added. Keep in mind, some of them might still not be perfect. Not everybody's numbers perfect. They did change a lot of players' numbers to make them accurate because players change numbers all the time in college. And first up, we're going to look at my team because I know who was added to my team. We've got John Emery Jr., the running back. Now, I do believe he changed his number to 22, I think, so they're going to have to go in and change that, but he's now in the game. The speedster receiver, Aaron Anderson, was also added to the game, which is huge. That's a 94 speed receiver for LSU, so that's going to be nice. We've also got Dominic McKinley, the defensive tackle freshman. I want to say this is a 5-star recruit, so he's a pretty big name. And a lot of these new players that were added, you'll notice they don't have their portraits yet. It's kind of blacked out, but if you do open their player card, you'll see that they do have their likeness in there, so it'll all look good in there, but the portraits, they still need to update some of those. They also added Austin Osbury, safety for LSU. He's a pretty fast guy, so that would be somebody you might want to use. And they did also update Harold Perkins to number 7. As some of you probably know, number 7 is the number that's kind of designated for the best player on LSU, and he is the latest number 7. He wore 4 last year, but he's now going to rock 7 this year, and they have updated it in the game, which is awesome. Another big name player that was added to the game for Kentucky, Jamon Johnson, the linebacker. I'm guessing he was a transfer. I'm not as familiar with every single player in college and who transferred and who didn't. I want to say he was a transfer, but here you got to look at him here. Kentucky fans were definitely waiting for him. Now, something that I did notice is that these new players that were added, they don't seem to have abilities. Now, obviously, somebody like him who is a 90 overall, he definitely should have abilities. So I'm guessing that that's going to maybe come later, that they have to go in and kind of update and give these guys abilities, because there's no way one of the best linebackers in the country and one of the best players on this team isn't going to have abilities. So that is something to just keep in mind. Ole Miss got a very important one as well. Walker Howard, who was a transfer. He is kind of the next in line at quarterback. So this is a huge addition to the game if you're an Ole Miss fan, if you're doing Dynasty with him. He's the guy you want up next year. So it's good to see that they got him in the game. Rashad Amos also got added for Ole Miss, which I guess is their starting running back, I want to say, because he is the highest rated. Now, he is pretty slow. That's the only thing. So I probably wouldn't use him. I would use the 2 guys that they already had just because they're faster. But if you're an Ole Miss fan, I'm sure you're happy to see this. Now, before we continue on with the rest of the video, I do want to shout out today's video sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. They've been a huge supporter of the channel. And if you like sports and you like winning money, then you've got to be on Underdog Fantasy playing their pick'em game. Basically, all you have to do is pick higher or lower on a wide variety of player stats, and if they hit, you can win some big money. I like to play it for fun while I'm watching sports, so tomorrow we've got a huge slate of college games, and they're going to give you a special if you sign up as well for tomorrow. They're going to give you Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback for Oregon, to get a single yard. That means all he has to do is get 1 yard, and that's it. You win. And with the NFL starting next week, they're going to also give you a free pick for Travis Kelce to get a single yard as well. So if you sign up now, you'll get the Dylan Gabriel special and the Travis Kelce special, 2 free plays to help you win some money. And if you use my code RAY, R-A-Y, at sign up, they're going to also give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash, and you just can't beat that. Now, speaking of Oregon, let's look at their team. They did get Brandon Johnson, cornerback, added, so he's a pretty good corner, 91 speeds. That's nice to see. Definitely somebody you'll have on your field. I think they got a few players added, but this is one of the more notable ones. USC also had some pretty big additions. They got backup quarterback Jaden Maiava, who is the next in line here. I do believe he was a transfer. I don't know where he transferred from, but this is a pretty big addition for USC. I know fans were waiting on him. They also got Woody Marks, their highest rated running back and their fastest running back. So this is another important addition here. They got a couple of receivers as well. Jay Fair. Again, a lot of these guys don't have their portraits right now, but he's in the game. They also got Jacoby Lane as well. So I know USC fans are definitely happy. There may be even some more people. I want to say there's definitely a cornerback as well that was pretty important. Greedy Vance Jr. He's a a senior, so I know people were asking about him. Probably a guy you would start. I would start him just because he's 90 speed, but some really important additions there. Vanderbilt also got another important player here, their quarterback, Diego Pavia. He did transfer from somewhere. Now, the problem here is when your backup QB is almost the same overall, but he's 95 speed. I don't know. I think a lot of Vanderbilt fans are probably using Johnson, but either way, you do have Pavia on the team now, which is nice to see. Michigan got a lot of players. I'm just going to go over some of them here. They got Jaden Davis, the freshman quarterback. So I'm sure Michigan fans are definitely happy about this. So there's a look at him in College Football 25. You've got Jordan Marshall, the freshman running back. So that's going to be an important addition there, as he's going to be kind of leading the way soon if you're doing like Michigan dynasties. You've got CJ Charleston, the senior wide receiver, added. You've got Jair Hill, the sophomore cornerback. There may have been some other corners added for Michigan. I can't remember, but I know this was one of the more important ones. Here's a really important one for Michigan State. You've got the senior running back, K'Ron Lynch Adams. Now, he is a little bit lower rated than the starter, but I mean, they're about what and what at the end of the day. Now, he is an impact player. He has a star. Again, a lot of these guys don't have abilities because I don't think they updated that part of it yet, but he is an impact player, which is nice to see. Got a couple of guys for Ohio State. You've got Jelani Thurman, the sophomore tight end, 84 speed, so that's a pretty important addition. You've also got Josh Simmons, the starting left tackle, so this is an important right here, 83 overall senior left tackle. He was added for Ohio State. Moving on to Oklahoma, here's an important one. We've got Michael Hawkins Jr., the freshman quarterback, so that's going to be important, 86 speed, so he's a guy that's going to be taking over here pretty soon. Here's a little bit of a look at the likeness and what he looks like in the game, so I'm sure OU fans are really happy to have him in here now. You've also got this fella right here at right end. I do not know how to say this name, not even going to try because there's no way I get it right. But the starting right end, 84 overall sophomore, he's in the game now. So I know, again, OU fans got to be happy about this. Moving on to Texas. Texas had a ton of players added to the game. More people to even go over, but I'm going to try to mention some of the more important ones. We've got Alfred Collins, the senior defensive tackle, 88 overall. So this is a huge, important addition here. Now, again, no abilities, but I'm sure he's going to get some soon because if you're at 88 overall defensive tackle, you should definitely have some abilities. They also got the freshman D tackle Mitchell as well, so this is another important addition to the team. He'll probably be a pretty good player like throughout Dynasty once you get through a couple seasons. They got a bunch of cornerbacks as well. Freshman Kobe Black, 93 speed. This is a very important addition. I know this guy is going to be a baller. They also got Warren Robinson, another freshman. I mean, they got some nice defensive backs coming up here. Moving on to Miami, this is another team that had a ton of players added, so we're going to go over some of them. Jordan Lyle, the freshman running back, he's in the game. Here's another important one. Samuel Brown, the junior wide receiver. Let's take a look at his likeness right here. Now, again, I don't know if all of these guys' likenesses is 100% on point because I don't know what every single one of these players looks like. There's just so many players in college football, but I would think if they're putting new ones in the game that they've made sure their likeness is at least decent. They've got the freshman Justin Scott at defensive tackle. This dude is a 79 overall freshman. I want to say this is the highest freshman D tackle in the game, so this guy is going to be a monster when you get a couple years through Dynasty. This guy is going to be an absolute beast. And they had quite a few cornerbacks added as well. Their best corner, Darrell Porter Jr., the senior here, 90 speed, so he's now in the game. They also got the junior Richard, also 90 speed, added to the game. And they got OJ, I want to say his name is Frederick Jr., freshman. He's an impact player as well. So only 67 overall, 88 speed. But if he's an impact player, I'm guessing that means he's got some good development. He'll probably progress pretty quickly if you do Dynasty. Georgia also got their freshman quarterback added as well. This is another one of those big ones because, you know, if you're a Georgia fan, you're doing Dynasty, this is the guy you want to run with going forward because he's your big acquisition. So I'm really happy to see that they're getting all of these freshmen in. And we're going to get more of these updates throughout the year. They're going to keep updating the rosters, updating the overalls for players as the season goes on, adding new players. So it's good to see that they're already getting a jump on some of this. Houston got their tight end Malik Carr, the senior, one of the better tight ends in the game, 85 overall, 85 speed. So I know Houston fans are definitely pretty happy to see him finally in the game. Nebraska had a couple big additions here. Their starting running back, Gabe Irvin Jr., he is in the game. Take a look at the player likeness here just to see what he's looking like. But Nebraska fans, you now have your running back. They also added the big freshman tight end, Carter Nelson, 89 speed. I know Nebraska fans are definitely psyched about this. This guy is going to be dominant in this game. When you got a fast tight end like this, they are money. South Carolina got their senior running back, Juju McDowell. He is in the game, 91 speed. Here's a big one I saw a lot of people talking about. Texas A&M got their freshman cornerback, Terry Bussey. This guy is a beast. 94 speed and 82 overall as a freshman. This guy is definitely going to be a guy, again, probably have some abilities whenever they update the game. But here's a look at his likeness. I know Texas A&M fans are super happy to have him. I saw a lot of people talk about how excited they were yesterday when they saw that he was in the game. So this is a huge addition because you don't really have a lot of corners that are this fast in the game. Here's another pretty important one. Nevada got their QB, Chuba Purdy, in the game. 85 speed, so it's a pretty significant step up from the other QBs that they had, so I know they're happy to see that. Penn State got some really important additions. Freshman running back Corey Smith, 95 speed. That is a monster right there. You're probably going to pair him with Singleton and run a nice little two-back system there because you got two guys that are 94 plus speed. Got to take advantage of that. They also got their freshman tight end as well, who is 80 speed. Pretty decent for a tight end, so good to see that they got him in. And they got their senior cornerback, Jalen Reed. He is also now in the game for Penn State. Notre Dame got their freshman right tackle Lambert, 76 overall as a freshman. That's pretty good. He's going to probably be a pretty good player for them. They also got their senior strong safety Rod Hurd in the game as well, 90 speed. Definitely like to see that. Illinois did get their senior wide receiver Franklin in the game as well, 88 speed, and he is a star impact player. Florida State got some additions as well. They got their left guard TJ Ferguson, 83 overall. He's in the game. They also got their freshman left tackle Jonathan Daniels. He's in the game as well, so a couple of linemen there for FSU. Tennessee got their left tackle Lance Hurd in the game, 86 overall, so one of the better players on their team is now in the game. Arizona State got their junior quarterback Jeff Sims in the game, 86 speed, so that's going to be a fun player to use. They also got their tight end Douglas in the game as well, 81 overall, only 69 speed, so I don't know if he would see my field. I'm guessing he's probably a pretty good blocker, but definitely not somebody you're going to have out there receiving too much. West Virginia got their starting tight end, the senior Cole Taylor, 82 overall. He is now officially in the game. Moving on to Wisconsin, they also got quite a few people in the game. They got their freshman running back, Dylan Jones. He is also a star impact player. Take a look here at the player likeness. I mean, we know Wisconsin, they're known for running backs over the years. They definitely get some good running backs. So to see a freshman with some star impact, that's really not surprising to me. They got their starting defensive tackle, Brandon Lane, at an 82 overall. He's also in the game for Wisconsin. And we've got freshman safety Xavier Lucas. Now, this guy looks like he's going to be pretty good because 91 speed, 6'1", that guy can see my field any day of the week. Now, keep in mind, there were also some more players added that I didn't cover in this video. It's impossible to find everybody that was added, but I went over most of the notable ones that I could find. And also keep in mind, if your favorite players or guys you were hoping to make the rosters in the game aren't in yet, they'll probably be in with the next update. There's a ton of players that opted into this game, over 14,000, so they're going to keep adding, especially some of those younger guys. They're going to keep adding them in some of these next coming updates, so if they're not in yet, they'll probably be in pretty soon. Now let's take a look at the new uniforms that were added. So we got to start with the Tennessee Smoky Grays, one of the best uniforms in college football. Those are officially in the game. Here's an up-close look. Now, I love that they added the Ohio State Heritage jerseys home and away. This is something that Ohio State only pulls out here and there for special games, usually playoff games. It has a different shoulder stripe, and when you're in the playoffs, the Nike check is going to be the diamond Nike check as well. So these are really big with Ohio State fans. They're like a fan favorite jersey, and they love when the team pulls them out, so I'm glad that EA put these in the game. Here's an up-close look at the Arkansas State All Reds. I saw a few of their fans are really happy to see this in the game. There's some different variations you can wear with different color pants. Another one I saw people happy about, these are sick, these Charlotte gold uniforms with the gold helmet. These are some of the best looking ones that were just added. UAB always comes with some fire uniforms, so we got the all black with the lime green and the white helmet. This is one of my favorite ones that they added. They also added a different version of the all grays with the green helmet. I think the helmet itself is new as well, so this is cool to see. Probably my favorite one that was added, the coal miner West Virginia ones, and they have some other sick ones that I think are going to be coming soon as well, but these look awesome. We've got some new Western Kentucky uniforms. I don't know if the whole uniform is new, but I do know the helmet is new, so here's a close-up look at that. Another one of my favorites that were just added, the Colorado State. I believe these are called AG Day, but this is just a sick combo. The orange jersey, white pants, white helmet. This is a different helmet as well, so like to see that. Next up, we've got the up-close look at the Minnesota All Blacks. Definitely love this look as well. Minnesota, one of the teams that has the most uniforms in the game, so they've been hooking EA up. Next up, we've got the ECU uniforms. They got like the throwback look here, so here's a look at the all purple with the new jersey and the chrome helmet combination. And then you've got kind of the full throwback look with the throwback helmet. So these are some of my favorites that were added as well. I like this combo the best if I had to choose. UMass got their all black unis in the game, so I love seeing it for some of these teams that didn't have as many options. They only had a few, maybe 4, so I like seeing them get another alternate here. They also redid the Cal uniforms. They did a redesign this year, so here's a look at the home jerseys. I actually like this design better than the ones from before. They are similar, but they changed it up a little bit, and all their alternates and other options are going to be built off of this new look as well. Same thing here for Tulsa. They did a bit of a redesign. I think for them it's more the pants. I think the jerseys are pretty similar, if not the same, but they did redo the pants. So here's a look at the home and away for Tulsa. Miami of Ohio also did a redesign for their all white, so they kind of got more of a little throwback look with the big block numbers. I actually really like these. And ULM also got a different variation of their Warhawk helmet. I believe there's like chrome accents on it. This one looks better than the other one in my opinion, so I'm glad they added this. Now I said this yesterday, but I also want to reiterate, there's going to be a ton more uniforms coming in every update. We're going to get a big batch, but also keep in mind, EA can only put uniforms in the game that teams sign off on. Some teams are not going to let them put certain ones in the game if they're not using them. Also keep in mind, some teams won't let them put uniforms in the game until they debut them in real life. So for example, last night Colorado unveiled their new uniforms, and the guy that does the uniform said that Colorado would not let them put it in the game yet until they showed it off in real life. So those will be coming at some point soon. So now let's take a look at the new formations that were added to the game, because there were a number of pistol sets added to the game. The first one we're going to look at is the Pistols Doubles Y off stack. This is in the Florida, Louisville, and Illinois playbooks, and this is actually a pretty interesting formation. We've got some decent runs here and what looks like some decent passes. We've got bubble screens. I actually think this could be a pretty tough formation. You've also got jet touch passes with a play action and a dive that play off of that same motion. You've got outside runs, you've got read options, you've got 4 verticals. This actually looks like a pretty interesting formation to me. We've also got the pistol wing slot over, which is in the Florida, Texas A&M, Michigan, and Kennesaw State playbook. Now, Michigan's one of the best playbooks in the game, so anything new that they're getting is definitely nice to see. We've got some decent runs here. This is definitely heavily favored over to the right side here with the twin receivers. We've got some runs. This one, I'm going to be honest, doesn't look like anything too crazy though, because it's just too heavy on one side. Next up, we've got the pistol strong trips over, which is in the Florida, the multiple, and the Cincinnati playbook. This is another one of those heavy run formations here. Doesn't look like anything too crazy. You've got the 1 PA play. You've got a couple RPOs. Now, this formation is kind of interesting because usually you don't see a strong set with 3 receivers to one side. So I'm actually curious how this could work if you use a lot of hot routes in the passing play to create your own plays. You might actually be able to do something with this, because having a power option going to a 3 receiver blocking trip side with a fullback as well leading the way, this could be pretty tough. So you got the little halfback blast, bubble screen as well. So I mean, any type of bubble screen where you have multiple blockers, this actually is intriguing to me now. The only thing about this is you don't really have any true pass plays other than this PA boot play, but if you do some hot routes, you could change the play up. So if you want to do, I don't know, something like this, I mean, you got some little options here. You wouldn't be able to do anything too crazy with this formation because it's going to be a little limited in the pass, but to sneak it in there for some runs and some bubble screens might actually be effective. Now, this next one I actually think could be really fun and pretty good if you scheme it up right. I'm actually going to probably look into doing a little mini scheme out of this maybe for my Patreon page, where I break down ebooks and money plays and schemes and like higher level stuff. So I may actually try to break one down for there. Link is up on the screen here if you want to check it out. I do offer free trials. This looks like something that would be fun to mix in there. But this is the Pistol Full House Twins over. It is in the New Mexico State playbook, the UNLV playbook, which is one of the best playbooks in the game. UNLV, a very loaded playbook, so now it has this as well. This is also in the option and spread option playbooks. Now, what's really nice about this is it's full house, which full house is a pretty good running formation with plays like off tackle. You've got a slam. You've got triple options, which is really good. You've got multiple triple options, but you've got a twins look, which means you've got 2 receivers on the outside here. So you can actually hot route some really good plays. Now, we also have a little wide receiver screen in here, which I just want to try out and see, because this looks like it would be a pretty little decent screen to sneak in there, especially with all the runs you have. I think this screen could be really nice to just sneak in, get a few easy like 5 yards, and if you get some good blocking, even more. You've got multiple triple options, and these like full house triple options are usually really good because you can just hand it off kind of to the back, like little fullback, and those are easy, 2 to 5 yard little quick bursts that are hard to stop in short yardage. But then you can also keep it with the QB. You could pitch it out. Like, I really think this would be a fun formation. Now, here's one that is really intriguing to me: the Pistol Ace Double Wing. This can only be found in Ball State's playbook, and I'm not really sure how good their entire playbook is, but this is essentially jumbo heavy If you're familiar with Madden over the years, they've had a jumbo heavy formation and single back that has been pretty good. It's a good running formation, but also a really good passing formation, especially if you utilize your hot routes. You're going to have a lot of decent runs out of this. It's something you're going to have to lab up, but I'm willing to bet this is going to be pretty tough. Next up, we have the Pistol Ace Heavy Overload, also in the Ball State playbook only, and this definitely looks like another one of those heavier running sets. I do like the PA stretch here. This looks like a pretty good play, kind of resembles tight end attack a little bit, but you can see this is really heavy to the right. This could actually be another one of those decent run formations. So if you're like a Ball State user, or if you're in a situation where you can use any playbook, you know, these pistol formations might be something worth labbing, checking out, and just seeing how they work. I think like this looks like it'd be a pretty good running formation. Next up, we have the Pistol Trips Over Y Off. This can only be found in the Cincinnati playbook, and they are a very pistol heavy playbook. They have a ton of pistol sets. That's like what their main offense is. So we see we got some RPOs, got some jet touch stuff. We know that that's always good. We've got an RPO jet alert split dive. So that looks crazy. That is a play where they have the fake motion. You can hand it off, or you could throw it out. It looks like to a little screen. You got a lot of jet stuff here. You've got the jet zone, the jet dive, the actual jet touch pass itself, a jet power. So you really could build kind of a little mini scheme around the jet motion here. Then you've got it with the PA cross. I mean, this actually looks pretty crazy. You've got a triple option. You've got a lot of motion here. This actually looks pretty cool. Let's try this triple option here. So obviously we could hand it off, or we could keep it with the QB, and then we can, you know, pitch it out to this guy here. I don't know. This looks like a pretty fun formation. Next up is the Pistol Weak Slot Over, which is also found in the Cincinnati playbook. You can find this in Texas A&M as well. So Cincinnati got a few new pistol formations in this update, which is nice to see. And again, a lot of these pistol formations are kind of built around running the ball more than anything. Yeah, there's really no passes here, just a couple. So you'd have to kind of go in there and do some hot routing. And honestly, these runs don't look that great. So I'm going to say this formation probably isn't going to be that good. Next up, we've got the single back wing slot over. This can be found in the Yukon and Charlotte playbooks. These plays look not the greatest here. This could maybe be a decent little running formation with, you know, a little bubble screen action thrown in there. But I don't know. This one isn't really doing much for me just looking at the plays. Next up, we have the Pistol Strong Tight, which can be found in the Liberty, Louisville, UTEP, Rice, and Kennesaw State playbook. So Kennesaw State got a couple of new formations, and they're a very pistol-heavy playbook, but you got it in the other playbooks as well. Louisville, I think, has a pretty decent playbook. Now, I'm not really sure how good this will be. Usually something like a Pistol Strong Tight would be nice, but this doesn't have any options in it, which I think would make it good. No options and no jet sweeps. Now, it has a stretch, which looks nice. It has a dive, has some PA plays, got some auto motion plays. So this would probably be another one of those just things you mix into your offense, like maybe for a drive or like a few plays here or there to pull it out. I think the runs would probably work good because strong tight under center is usually a pretty decent running formation. So you put it in pistol, you know, that could be pretty nice. And this little play here with this auto motion, and of course you could cancel the auto motion, you could do hot routes, but this little drive play is usually a nice little concept, especially with the auto motion. Like, they get a good little speed burst on it. So definitely something you can definitely check out. And lastly, for the new formations here, we have the Pistol Bunch Open, which can only be found in the Missouri playbook, which I do think is a pretty decent one. They are a pistol heavy playbook as well. This formation looks kind of interesting. It is a little spread out, but I kind of like this. I think that this has a lot of like good looking plays in it. For sure, definitely could run. So the thing with these formations, which can be good, is because you kind of can bunch things up but also spread things out, you wind up with looks like this where you might only have like 5 guys in the box, and that can really be useful if you want to run the ball. And then if they move people more into the box, then a lot of times, you know, you're going to have numbers to the outside to throw screens and things like that. So like, this could definitely be something worth checking out. This could probably be pretty good because the pass plays in this look good. So let's take a look here and see what we can get. See if we can right down the middle. I mean, these routes are attacking really deep. I don't know. This is definitely something I'm going to try to lab around with too, because this looks interesting. Now, if you want to know more about what changed in the update yesterday in terms of gameplay, game modes, and some of the other little things, make sure to check out this video right here on the screen.